Hey, what's up, man? This is Pterodactyl here, and I'm gonna be doing a commentary on this Hanamura gameplay. It looks like a platinum gameplay. Um, while you guys sort of figure out your hero select stuff, I just wanted to start talking a little bit about the main tank role and what you should be doing as a main tank and what you should not be doing as a main tank. And I'm going to tell you right now that by the end of this gameplay, I'm hoping that you realize that the reason this came out as a draw had a lot to do with the way that you've been playing Reinhardt. And I'm hoping that after this VOD, you can sort of realize what you're doing wrong. And it's something like pretty major. And once you can overcome that, then I feel like you're going to be able to climb the ranks much more easily. Your DPS are going to really appreciate you being a main tank, and so will the supports. So, what does it mean to be a main tank? What's the purpose that you're here in the game for? Are you just a shield bot? You're just going to be holding shield? What are you supposed to be doing? So the main tank role is that of a is that of a excuse me, a space maker. You're going to be creating a safe place for your rest of your teammates to be able to stand. Right? That's going to be one of the roles. The second role of a tank is going to be to absorb damage for the team. You're going to be like the big target for the enemy team. The DPS are going to start focusing you. The tanks are going to start looking at you, which takes pressure off of the DPS, which allows them, with their smaller health pools to be able to do their job effectively. And you, with your bigger health pool and armor and barriers, will be able to draw that aggressiveness towards you, and then also feed the support ultimates, right? By taking damage and then supports healing you up, they build their ultimates really fast. So how do you draw that aggression towards you? How do you create that space? Well, Reinhardt is really effective, and his is actually the most straightforward way of creating that space and drawing the aggression. What you're going to do is you're going to be moving forward with your shield, right? Aggressively pushing through the choke and creating that space for your DPS. Right, once you're in there and you start sort of switching between shielding and swinging, you're going to be drawing that aggression towards you. You're a big, easy target, and so DPS, I don't know what they think, but they just start shooting at you instead of shooting at the squishies, which is great for you, great for them, great for everybody. It's great, overall for you to take some damage. Now, one of the things that the main tank is also very responsible for is for being able to shot call, telling the team where to move, how to move, when to do it. And furthermore, you're going to be working today with a Zarya and a Lucio, both of which you also have to sort of take control over. You can't just, I don't know, I had a buddy of mine, a really good GM player, tell me, as a main tank, you just have to assume that nobody knows how to play Overwatch. You have, not that they don't, they probably do, but you want to be able to sort of take control of the situation, tell the Zarya when to bubble you, right? You build that confidence to Zarya, say, hey Zarya, do you have a bubble? Bubble me in three, two, one, and then jump in, right? Or Lucio, hey Lucio, make sure you speed us at the choke, and if you see that Lucio's not speeding you at the choke, then you just kind of, sorry, my cat's being kind of a dick. Um, then you're gonna have to be telling him, "Hey, Lucio, speed, speed, speed! Come on, Lucio, speed!" Because you're gonna need that speed. And that comes a little bit with more practice and understanding of how the game works. But today we're gonna sort of cover those basics. Another important thing that I'm going to be talking about today is making sure that you're effectively using all of your cooldowns. That every single button press is super important with Reinhardt. And we're going to look at some of your big weaknesses. We're going to be looking at some of your strengths and overall what you could have done to make this game from a draw into a win. So what you should be doing right here, instead of spraying and taunting, is start coming up with a plan. You're looking at your comp right here, and you have a pretty good comp. This, this, and this is a very solid tank and support um, sort of core. Genji is fine for the first point. Second point too, he's very mobile. He can get through little arches and stuff. Sombra, if they're good, it's good. If they're not good, then it's like a throw. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not the reason that it's a draw. this is the reason that it's a draw. Okay? So you want to be coming up with a plan. Hey guys, this is what we're gonna do. Right? You're the tank. You have to lead them. You have to sort of like inspire them to move with you, and say, look guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna move up to the choke. Lucio, you're gonna speed us at the choke, and we're gonna speed right through them and attack their back line. Or Lucio, you're gonna speed us in, and we're gonna go straight to point. Whatever the plan you want it to be, it's that's what it's gonna be. Now, I got here a picture of Hanamura. We're only gonna be looking at the first point today. So this is gonna be the attacker spawn. This is gonna be point A, and here is the choke. So the main idea that we're going to be doing, this is generally the plan, is you're going to want to push up here with your team. Now during this time right here, you want to block only major damage. You want to have as fresh of a shield as possible before you head into this choke, okay? So once we get right here, this is not where you're going to be playing, okay? This is not, you probably don't even want to stop here. You're going to push right in here, right? You're going to put your shield up right here. You're going to block some damage, right? You're gonna go over here, you're gonna put your shield up, block some damage. Or wherever they are, you're gonna put your shield up and block some damage. This is where the fight is gonna start. This is where the fight is gonna end. And it's your job to get them from here to here safely. Okay? Your job is not to put a barrier right here. This is not what your job is. Okay? Alright, so let's get started here. Full screen this. Alright, so like I said, just assume your teammates know nothing. Lucio has used speed boost right out of the choke. He amped speed, which is 100% wrong. So next time you play with a Lucio, tell him, hey Lucio, save amp for the choke. Okay, now you're noticing what? You're noticing they have a Symmetra. And here comes the first fire strike of the game. Whiff. That was a waste of a fire strike. Now, I know it sounds really picky, right? You want to be throwing fire strikes pretty much on cooldown to build your ult fast, but you want to make sure that they count. You can't just throw them willy-nilly, right? You got 2% ult charge. You could have already had 9% ult charge or 18% ult charge or something like that. Okay, now you're noticing they have a Symmetra. Okay, oh, excuse me, this is actually another important point. Give me 1 second to kick my cat out. Get over here. Sorry about that. That was annoying ass cat. Look at the Zarya bubble. Would you consider this a good Zarya bubble? Probably not. So again, what does it come down to? Assume that your teammates know nothing. The Zarya wasted this bubble, probably got no charge out of it. What you're going to want to be doing is you're going to want to be telling Zarya when to bubble you. Just build that relationship with every Zarya you play with. Hey Zarya, I'll let you know when to bubble me. You also notice that you have over here, Lucio has been killed, right? And you're, yeah, this is like pretty bad. You've got your Lucio back, I guess. Okay, now we got a good fire strike. Something to keep in mind here. Let me go back just a sec. Okay, something to keep in mind. This is fine. We're waiting for everybody to be here to be ready. These, you cannot be eating them. You have to try your best to avoid taking damage from these things. And also, since they pass right through your barrier, but they still end up doing damage to it, you want to drop your barrier for a second, let it, just for a quick second, let it pass and then put the barrier back up, just so you can save, sort of like maintain some of that barrier integrity. All right, so what do we want to do here? What's the plan? The plan is to go in, okay? You're going to ask Zarya to bubble you, and you're going to push in to the choke. Now I'm going to stand out here. But instead, we're kind of just chilling out here. Your barrier dropped almost 500 without even walking through the choke, and that's honestly unacceptable. I'm telling you this from Rhine main to Rhine main. This is a pretty bad thing to do. Okay, throwing some fire strikes, and you got this lucky pick. Okay, this pick right here is going to not always happen. But you know what? We got it. Let's capitalize on it. What do? You say Zarya, bubble me, Lucio, speed, and you push right into them. Okay, you're gonna have to use this. You have the mana advantage. You gotta push in. But what are we doing? you end up getting fucked. Now, there's nothing wrong. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to where we were. Okay. Mm, right here. You got him. You have about 650 HP left in your barrier. You have about half your health and none of your armor, and you killed a Mercy. In this situation, it is not wrong to hang out here just for a sec. Tell your team, give me 1 second, heal up, get your barrier back, let the cooldown on Zarya's bubble come back, let Lucio get his amp speed back if he doesn't have it, and then say, go, go, go. She's going to take probably close to 30 seconds to get back, walking all the way from the other spot. So you have a good amount of time. There's no rush, right? You just want to make sure that you make the push count and that it's aggressive. You have all your cooldowns ready to go. And these are all things that you need to be thinking about as a Reinhardt. But instead, you walk in immediately swinging for some reason. I'm not sure why. You don't need to be swinging here. You need to have your shield up. And you end up getting popped. Your Pharah ends up getting popped. So what you're calling for right now, you say, guys, let's regroup and spawn. Let's get 6. Everybody get out. Lucio speed everybody out. And let's get 6 people again. Yeah, and this happens. People just end up dying. We res Zarya for some reason. You know, you should just let her respawn. She does end up getting the D.Va mech, which is kind of big. Now, this is something that you need to start thinking about also. One of your jobs as Reinhardt is going to be to take care of your teammates, right? From all sorts of horrible things that can happen to them. For example, here, you have a weak Lucio, you have a weak Zarya, you're full health, full barrier. Your main job right now is to get in front of them and put up that barrier. Not here. This is not protecting Zarya. Who are you protecting? She just got flashbanged. What you need to do is you need to bunny hop forward. And if you don't know what bunny hopping is, I'll show you at the end of the video. You're going to jump forward and put that shield up so she doesn't have to eat that fan the hammer. See, you didn't protect her at all from that. You watched it happen right in front of you. Okay? And then you have to sort of guide her out. You're not protecting anything. You say, okay, let's back up, let's back up, let's regroup. Let's regroup. You're just pretty much just blowing your barrier on nothing. Okay, you're not defending from anything. You could just stand right here and pretty much get the same effect. Okay, so now we have to wait again for your barrier to come back. It's a 3 second, it's 3 seconds for it to start coming back, and then it's 200 HP per second if I'm not wrong. So we're talking about, to get your full 2000 back, we're talking about 3 seconds plus 7 more, so 10 seconds basically waiting just for your shield to regen. That's a lot of wasted time for no reason. And that's fine, throwing little fire strikes here. Now we've lost Lucio though, because he was peeking. Zarya is still doing Zarya things, I guess. Okay, so you used her bubble. It got melted really fast. You need to jump right here and block. Not fire strike, jump and block. Okay. Look, your HP is pretty low. You gotta make sure you regen before you go in. You just ate that. Okay. You can hear Lucio saying his beat drop thing. Let's drop the beat, right? He's like, oh, right here. And you're like, oh, beat drop, like awesome. This is gonna be our chance to be super aggressive. Let me be the spear for this push, right? And instead, you just turn around and kind of like just hop around and do nothing for a second. You get distracted by this D.Va. That's not a priority. Your priority is getting up to the point and saving your team, you know. But what ends up happening is you get distracted by D.Va. Your team pushes forward the way that they're supposed to. Your Sombra's died over here to a McCree. You're saying, okay, Pterodactyl, but like, how am I supposed to keep track of all these things? But your main tank, this is one of the things that you're gonna have to develop. It's called game sense. And since you should be holding shield, relatively often, you have a lot of time to think about these things. You have time to look at the kill feed. You know that there's a McCree on this side, and so maybe going for this pin is not the best idea. Maybe going for this D.Va is not the best idea. Maybe the best thing to do is to get onto point with Lucio and Zarya and protect them. And if you hear that high noon call out, then putting up your shield instead of charging might have saved this. Okay, another thing. This is like your first charge of the game, so If McCree wasn't high nooning, this would have been perfectly acceptable. No problem. I think that that's fine. This is a molten core. This does a lot. He does a lot of damage. He's pretty scary. But the rules for charging: number one, pick a spot to finish. It's a spot that's not going to be too far and it's not going to be out of position. Look at this. You're already looking at the spot. You're already on the spot when you hit shift. All you gotta do is just charge right here. Zarya can bubble you. You can finish off this Torbjorn very easily. So, but what do? You charge and then you just decide to curve out for some reason. You curve out and you go away from your team. I mean, it was fucked anyway, but like that's just something to keep in mind. Thankfully, your Pharah did get the teleporter, which is good, I guess. It hasn't gotten anything else, but then this is your diamond friend, so it's kind of a little bit sad. And it's dead. Look at the respawn. You can actually see the respawn timer right here. Let's see. Has Pharah respawned yet? No. Should we be pushing in? No. But we're gonna do it anyway. So if you're gonna do it, then you might as well do it right. Zarya's gonna walk out here as well. Zarya's do. They bubble. And you're gonna do this like little leapfrog game with Zarya. As soon as she bubbles, right, she eats the damage, then you hop in front of her, then you take a bubble and you eat that damage, and now she's like, like at 80% charge or something crazy like that. Now she's super powered. But you have to make sure you're playing that game with your Zarya back and forth. So here he goes. Here's a bubble. Now you hop in front of her. You use a bubble. Not hop backwards, forwards, right? So you can eat that damage. You don't need this barrier. You have a bubble, okay? And you should be calling for these things. Okay, now Reinhardt's kind of in a bad position, but your shield's really, really scuffed. Look, you have to wait. You have to wait. So right here while you're waiting, what are you doing? You're coming up with a plan. Say, Lucio, speed us in, and then you're gonna push in, and you're either gonna charge this Reinhardt into this corner right here, or you're gonna speed into the rest of his team while he's isolated on this side and he has no chance to catch up. But you gotta have a plan before you go in. So what do? We basically go in and blow our ultimate, which is kind of unfortunate because we've been building up this thing for the whole game. Okay, we could have waited for Zarya to have her bubble back. That wasn't a big deal. We should have waited because we've already lost 200 HP. That could have been mitigated by that. We've kind of blown a fire strike over here, which doesn't matter because we already have this. Now you want to go for this pin. This is an easy pin right here. You need to get comfortable with these pins. But we kind of just like push into that, and then we decide that with 87 HP, it's time to press Q. And with the McCree nearby, damage boost to McCree nearby, into a pillar with a wall right here, another pillar right here. I mean, it was lucky that you got the Reinhardt. You actually did manage to stun the McCree miraculously, but this is a very, very bad use of Earth Shatter. You should be calling for bubbles when you want to use your Earth Shatter. And you get the kill on him. Well, actually, Junkrat did. But um, both of you end up getting a res. Your Junkrat gets killed. Your Mercy gets killed getting a res on you. And the fight's pretty much over. Okay, so the idea is, yeah, this is awesome. Boom, just charge out here and boom, get out real quick, right? You don't want to feed them this ult charge. But, and you might pin someone on the way out, but instead we're going to go to point. Alright, McCree's high nooning. It's whatever. This fight's pretty much over. They overused the ults. And so you're looking right here and you're saying, holy crap, DPS is doing nothing. Look, I've got both golds. Yeah, you do have both golds. But you've also not managed to get your team past a choke a single time. And that's actually what it comes down to. This is the reason that you never were able to capture this point, is that I don't know, you played way too passively. You kind of hung out at the choke, throwing fire strikes, and then you would decide to go in when you were down shield, down HP. You have to keep all those things in mind. Okay, anyway, so full regroup and say, guys, let's get sick. Let's go in together. Let's all go in as one team. Right, we're going to push in aggressively. We're going to get our Junkrat right into their faces. We have a bunch of spam. All right, so let's go. You're like, okay, Lucio, speed me. Let's get the bubble. Let's get in and let's mess up this McCree right here or whatever, right? You're gonna push in. But look, what do? You walk backwards. And he's like, okay, like why are you walking backwards? You have your full barrier. You have the possibility of a Zarya bubble. You have the speed boost from Lucio. You have Mercy still alive. What are you afraid of? They don't have a Brigitte to stun you. And even if they did, you have a Zarya bubble to protect you. You have your cooldowns. Let's go. Again, moving backwards. You're waiting for your DPS to do something, but they can't because you haven't walked through the choke. And when you finally decide to walk through a choke is when you have almost no HP left. We go for this like mad charge for no reason. We say, oh, this is like actually an even fight. We got the Symmetra, we got the Mercy, we got their main healer. Right, we did lose Zarya. Why didn't we charge this diva? Why didn't we charge this Reinhardt? We put ourselves wildly out of position and just kind of end up dying here, you know, like you didn't protect none of your team. You got onto the point with a charge that was pretty much pointless. Alright, so we got our diva now. You're switching over to Winston because you got to get there fast. Just as a tip right here, just jump right here, just jump forward. You'll get your, by the time you walk there, you would have already had another jump anyway. Don't hit that thing. It ends up not mattering much anyway at the end, but finally, you switch tanks and boom, you pushed a point. Finally, after the entire game, you finally managed to get here. And the last, overtime push. You could have done this, you know, 10 times if you had been Winston from the beginning, or if you had played Reinhardt more aggressively, less passively. So now we're going to be working towards the draw, right? We don't want to lose that SR. I'm just going to fast forward a little bit here. Let's get this team comp, and this is our team comp. Now normally this would not work. There's no damage here. But I mean, it's not something you can control unless you told your buddy over here, Yoshiz, to switch to a Junkrat or some sort of damage hero. But I don't know, weird stuff happens in Platinum that ends up working. So let me fast forward a little bit. Let's get ourselves over here. And all right. So what's gonna be our plan? Dance around. Now you can go here. Let me show you over here on my map again. Oh, that's not it. There we go. Zoom in over here. You can go for this fire strike right here. It's kind of like a hard angle and it doesn't always hit everything. What I recommend sometimes, if you're feeling cheeky, it's relatively safe. I've only ever gotten punished for it like one time. I've done it hundreds of times. Is go over to this side right here, and from this corner, you can get a very, very fat, deep fire strike. You can see them as soon as they come out, and there's no way that they can catch up to you. Even if you just walk back, I mean, they just can't catch up to you. So this is something that you can go for, especially right now with not a lot of Lucios playing. That's something that you can be going for. But alright, going for the classic fire strike at the beginning. You get a nice little 9%. Now something that you can be thinking about here, before they even get here, you want to be talking to your Symmetra, know where the turrets are, because you want to back up into those as they push in, they're pushing into those Symmetra turrets, and they have to fight both turrets and tank. The other thing that you want to be sure of is you want to be able to know where you're going to be retreating to. Some of the classic spots are going to be retreating over this way and then charging across and getting a nice pin. That's something that's really easy to do. You do end up going for that, I think, eventually. You do not want to go here. You don't want to go into this room. The other place that you might want to go to is going to be here or here, so you can charge across. Or you can back up to the point. Either one is fine using this rock as cover. Alright, they've got a Hanzo up here. You want to eat as many of these storm arrows as possible. These are killer. You need to block these. These are very important damage to block. Not fire striking when he's doing them. That's not good. That's another thing that's not good. Don't turn your what are you turning your shield for? What is this? Keep your shield facing forward. If you need to look behind you, hold while you're holding shield, hit M1, mouse 1, and then move your mouse and it'll rotate your camera without rotating your shield. This is really, really bad. You don't want to do this with a Hanzo peeking all your squishies on this side. Okay, yes. Zarya, bubble me. And then you're gonna go walk in there, swing, fire strike, and then walk out. Okay. You do that little dance with the Zarya. She does her bubble. You come in, you get the bubble. Oh, what a waste of a bubble. This monkey, that's not your business. Let them take care of it. You wasted a fire strike on that. It's like pointless. This is nice. It's unfortunate, he was going for the aggressive Rhyme play that you should have been going for from the beginning. You're doing fire strikes into bubbles, which is not good, but you end up getting the kill anyway, so it's whatever. Okay, this is like a big mistake right here. You're up 2, you say push, 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 and you see this weak Zarya and a Mercy. Your Zarya is with you. Your Zarya is backing you up. You don't have to do any DPS. Just be the barrier, let Zarya do the work. Okay, right here, you want to be up there. Right here, put your shield up, put your shield up, put your shield up. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Let Zarya take care of it. Oh, no. Mercy reses you, which is a miracle, but the Zarya gets away, and that should have been an easy kill if you hadn't put your shield down right there. Okay, jump forward and block. Yeah. You gotta play that leapfrog with your Zarya. Now, something to keep in mind right here. You have this Earth Shatter, you're kind of holding on to it. Zarya likely has Graviton. It's super vital that you use your Earth Shatter before she uses Graviton. And you need to tell her and say, hey, let me use Earth Shatter first. Let me get it out of the way. It's really a low value ultimate. It does do a lot of work, can do a lot of work. But you get it so fast that you can just kind of throw them, whenever. Graviton is not like that. Graviton has to be it has to be a big play. So you want to make sure that you hit that Earth Shatter before, because the next fight, if you win that one with Earth Shatter, the next fight you're going to have Graviton, and you can swing and Fire Strike into that Graviton and build up your Earth Shatter again. So the following fight, you have an Earth Shatter again. That's a really big play, and you need to make sure every time you play a Zarya, you let them know that. Now, what can you do to get this Earth Shatter off? Right about here. This is fat right here. This is fat. And I'm telling you right now, a Platinum Winston and a Platinum Reinhardt are not going to be able to prevent if you do this. Ask Zarya for bubble. You're going to jump to the right side of Reinhardt and you're going to swing your hammer across this way. Okay, what that's going to do is that hammer actually boops Reinhardt. And unless he's a really good Reinhardt and jumps back and blocks, you're going to be able to get this very fat close range shatter. You have to ask for the bubble though, okay, to keep you safe so you don't die while you do this. But it's actually pretty good. It works really well. Okay, so now we have the monkey bubble out of the way. Let's go. Let's get that big shatter. Get in front of Zarya. Go block for Zarya. Why do we back up all the way over here? You're leaving Zarya super exposed with no bubble. You have to be thinking about those things. Tell your Mei friend to never fucking do this ever again. Okay, we just kind of stand there. It's like a huge clusterfuck. It's really hard to tell what's going on, and you end up getting fucked. Again, Mercy comes and bails you out. You're gonna be looking to kill this Reinhardt, of course. The fight's pretty much won. I mean, if you head over there with your teammates, if you go over there with Symmetra and Zarya, you pretty much won this fight. You don't need to use anything else. You can get that Mercy, you want to get that Monkey, they got your Teleporter unfortunately, but fight's pretty much over and everyone gets to regroup. He's still holding on to Earth Shadow though. You got to use that Earth Shatter really soon. One of the things that you can do when you have something like that, you can actually come over here and hide in there and don't press a single movement key. Just hide in there, wait for them to pass in front of you and shatter them from behind. That's something that you can do. That's a big play. I see what you're going for. What happened? Oh my goodness, we've killed Reinhardt. And what are you going for? You're going for some BM, right? Instead, what you need to be going for is like, they have no shield. They have no shield. I gotta hit Q. Gotta hit Q. Oh, whoops. Oh, no bubble either. We gotta hit that Q. Fat Q right here. Fat Q. Charge, dude. This is just asking for the charge. You got to charge. You have to charge. That's just like a general thing. When you're playing with a Mei and they put a wall and they wall off two people, support and a tank, holy shit, you gotta go for that fat charge. It's a free charge. Fight's won, fight's over. D.Va's up here. D.Va's just basically feeding her brains out. The, and pretty much for the rest of the game, they just kind of trickle in. We're still holding on to Shatter for some reason. We could have built probably two more Shatters by now. They have a Pharah now. You don't need to be fire stri- Why are we fire striking for? Just think about it for a second. You already have your ultimate, and you're fire striking them, which is just feeding their supports more ultimate charge. You don't need to be fire striking. The only suggestion here that if you want to continue to use fire strike is use it to bait out the Zarya bubbles. Shoot the fire strike over her head. She's gonna hit her bubble, and she's gonna get nothing for it. So that's something you can do. But other than that, I mean, just don't feed the support ultimates. They're gonna be rushing in. They've got 50 seconds, and you have to make this shatter count. Oh my god, look at this. Why are we backing up? Damn, Mercy saved your ass. Okay, right here. Right here. Just hit Q. Just hit Q. This will get everybody. But your cursor is literally on them. And what do? You look away, right? And you miss all of this juicy stuff, which is pretty unfortunate. You do get the ulting Mercy, but you could have gotten all of them. Get in that Brigida's face. No, 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 no. They'll take care of that. You gotta be over here in the front. You gotta protect this choke. Get in that Brigida's face. Keep smacking her about. That's not your job. Don't go looking for that. Your job is at the choke. Yeah, you gotta push on that Mercy. Why is Zara the only one up there? You gotta push on that Mercy. She's all by herself. But they basically just kind of stagger in. I mean, the rest of the game is relatively boring. There is something to be said here, though. When divas do this, you can charge and get an easy pin. Right here, you could have charged and got an easy pin. Right here, you could have. You can usually hear Reinhardt's shatter. I mean, excuse me, charge. You can hear their charge. They have like a specific sound that they make. And if you're aware enough, you can actually countercharge them. I mean, you would have saved Zarya here. It's really hard to do that. But if you can hear that Reinhardt charging, you can just hit shift, and your hitboxes are so big that, I mean, even it's very, very relaxed, like the hitboxes on those charges. So you can just knock each other down. It's really lenient. And you could have saved Zarya. It's not a big deal. You probably would have won the fight, but look how many charges you missed. Boom, miss another charge. And it's pretty much cleanup right here. You got that Mei ult on point, you're nanoed, you got this Pharah right here. The Tracer's gonna come in. You're gonna kill the Tracer. Okay, and Lucio? Yeah, there's a Lucio right here. Boom. Just kill Lucio real quick. And you get your nice little taunt at the end there. And I think there's a play of the game right here. You wanted me to take a look at it. You saw you saw this happen, but you got distracted with D.Va out here. Your teammates did the right thing. They went to point, and you were not there to protect them. You were charging a Torbjorn. All right, so overall, man, I mean, I'm not gonna say that the gameplay was good. It was okay, but there's so much more room for growth in your gameplay. I think the number one thing that you can improve on is gonna be um, it's gonna be your passiveness as a main tank. Um, you need to get rid of that fear. You gotta just get rid of it. You gotta start hitting W. You gotta be holding up your shield, and you gotta start moving forward past the choke. You have to just walk through, and you gotta trust that your Zarya is gonna be there to back you up. You gotta trust that your supports are gonna be there to back you up, right? And you gotta let them know, of course. Hey, guys, we're gonna push through. I'm gonna put my shield up. Lucio speed us. Zarya bubble me. Boom, and you're gonna find yourself breaking through that choke so easy once you stop being so damn passive that it's actually like frustrating to see you just stand there at the choke. That's a like a beginner Reinhardt move, a beginner tank move in general. You know, and not just Reinhardt, but Winston's and Oryssa's as well. They can all just kind of like walk through with their barriers and their armor and their shield and all sorts of different stuff that they have. Another thing that you're gonna want to work on is going to be your communication with your Zarya. That's a big point of improvement that you can use. You can sort of just here, let's log on and let me show you some stuff. You're going to want to tell your Zarya when to be bubbling you so that you know when you can safely fire strike, when you can safely swing, right? That's something that's going to be really, really helpful for you to do. That's not what I want. Training. Um, you want to become comfortable with using charge. Right now, you look very uncomfortable using charge, and that's probably the most important tool that you're going to have in order to outplay the enemy Reinhardt. Get comfortable using charge, look for those short little charges that don't put you super out of position, and make sure that Zarya can bubble you. Don't charge without that Zarya bubble. I know what I'm telling you. That's not going to be good. Something that I saw that you weren't doing is something called bunny hopping, and that is a quick way of moving around the map while holding your shield. If you look right here, look, I'm sorry, 0 meters, I'll put up my shield, and look how slowly I move. That's really slow, and that does not get you forward really fast. When you want to be very aggressive and you want to push forward, something you can do is you can drop your shield, jump forward, and put your shield up in the air. And that kind of gives you a much quicker movement speed while keeping your shield up for most of the time. A little bit of chip damage does go through, but trust me, your DPS will appreciate you moving him into a choke much faster than usual. You can also use this to move backwards like this, to move faster. It's just a very useful technique. Another thing that I want to see you doing more often is learning this little combo. You can cancel your swing with a fire strike. Okay, you don't have to swing the whole way. And something you can do, it's like a quick combo to kill squishies. It's very, very helpful. Is you're gonna do 1, 2, cancel with the fire strike. It's like a very, very quick kill. And if you catch like a Mercy out by herself, you can just go 1, 2, fire strike, and get like a really easy quick kill. That's actually like a really, really helpful technique. I'm trying to think of anything else that's useful. Um, No, I mean that's pretty much it, man. Just, play more aggressively. Don't be afraid. Make sure that you've got HP and barrier before you walk in, and you're gonna start doing a lot better, I think. Talk to your teammates. Be Reinhardt's character. I mean, that guy's a leader, and you gotta be a leader on your team too. Um, don't be afraid to walk through chokes. Take care of your teammates. Learn that little sort of like back and forth with Zarya where she uses her bubble and then you jump forward and then protect her, and then when she gives you a bubble, drop your shield, take the damage, put her back up. That's kind of the stuff that you want to be doing. All right, man. Well, um, hopefully that was helpful, and I look forward to hearing back from you. Hopefully this helps you out, dude. Take it easy.